Our ability to be dramatic and play down issues with tragic consequences is legendary. There was a mild drama when the president of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, rejected Berekete Family Radio's intervention to end the ongoing strike, which began in February. The host of the radio program, Ahmad Isah, popularly known as Ordinary President, invited ASUU President Professor Emmanuel Osodeke and his team to explain to Nigerians why the strike is yet to end and the intervention made by the radio. Isah displayed the 50 million naira cash donated by Governor Udom Emmanuel of Akwa Ibom State, which Professor Osodeke frowned at, saying they should not be associated with such. While Isah threatened to discontinue the intervention, many Nigerians who phoned in during the program described ASUU as insensitive. Is this a joking matter? Judy, let me start from you. What is this about? Was the 50 million naira all ASUU? Is this about cash?
You see, there's somebody very close to Ahmad Isah who called me and said that why can't we push that all of these APC billionaires buying expression of interest and nomination forms
for 100
million should simply donate money to ASUU so that the strike can end. I told her, look, the ASUU strike is not simply about money, asking for cash.
Absolutely.
Don't give the feeling that, look, if ASUU got like 80 billion, for example, then all the issues will have been cleared. For example, if Ahmad Isah succeeded in gathering 10 billion for ASUU, will it solve the problem of IPPIS and UTAS? Because ASUU asked for two major things this time around. They said, look, disenroll us from IPPIS.
Yes.
That they don't know any university, they don't even know any university in the world where the Accountant General of the Federation is the one paying university worker salary. IPPIS is not flexible enough. As far as they are concerned, the issue of going to other universities to serve as
adjuncts,
sabbatical in various universities, and to learn as well. You learn there. You also impart knowledge, and then you come back to your school. For example, when I was in the university, we had foreigners from European countries who were lecturing here. And we've also had our own
foreign examiners too.
Yes, our own lecturers too will go abroad and teach there and still come back. It's that kind of flexible system that the university system thrives on. But the IPPIS thing does not recognize the fact that you can actually work in two different universities at the same time. It doesn't recognize that. So you are only recognized as the staff of a particular university and you earn a salary.
Which is not good for a lecturer.
Yes. So that's one issue. Beyond the fact that the IPPIS is not seen as transparent enough. They believe that the payment platform should be more flexible. Now, if Ahmad Sane simply got some money, then the ASUU is not simply saying, oh, you are owing us so much, oh, you bring money. No, it ridicules even what we're talking about. Okay, some of the issues, before now, they asked for visitation panels to universities to be activated. Now, government has done that. Can simply gathering money, can it solve that problem?
No.
Is it the money that will bring
everything?
I mean, it's not simply about money.
Not
yeah, and I'm not surprised that the lecturers just didn't even find it funny. So there are problems bedeviling our university system. Government, I believe that if government will address this issue of UTAS and IPPIS, those guys will go back to work. But a lot of people too will argue that an employee cannot determine the way by which he is paid the salary. That is, but I believe too that there can still, government can find a way to solve this problem, because at least in the interest of the children who are
Honestly,
who are
this is
since
June now.
February.
Since February. Yeah. Even in Edo State now, I think Edo State University, Edo State government, they were calling off. There's some state government they want to break ranks from ASUU and pay their own lecturers and work resume. A lot of people are feeling that these people they are losing sympathy by the day.
No, they're losing sympathy in what way? ASUU has nothing to lose, because talking about upgrading infrastructure in the universities, is ASUU asking government to come and improve the homes of their lecturers? No, these are structures, facilities that will be used by successive generations of students. Then ASUU talking about 1.3 trillion. Berekete Radio man is bringing 50 million. Let's even say that's even
Put
the
that
issue.
on percentage.
What is 50?
No, that's just one
50?
person.
No,
Donation by
no,
one person.
I understand, but even by a governor, why not tell the governor, go get involved, talk with the government and see how
find the
these
solution.
things, because it's not even asking for the 1.3 trillion at once. They've given breakdown. Then, but cherry news is that at least ASUU has said that the UTAS is being tested. The UTAS that they propose is being tested. So I believe that once that hurdle is crossed, then there's hope for the resumption of university lecturers. Maybe even this month, sometime before the end of this month.
Julie, the situation is not looking good at all. I can tell you authoritatively that even members of SANU and ASUU, they've stopped paying their salaries. I have family members that are SANU members and ASUU members, and I have a professor friend from University of Lagos. They've stopped paying since February, March. And I don't know, the situation is almost unbearable.
Normally, when you want to go on a protracted strike like this, you should make contingency plans.
Wow.
I don't think it's that unusual or strange for a government to say, okay, you've not worked, therefore we are not paying. They should have planned. I mean, people, the paycheck of dues, they should have made plans that, okay, we want to go on this long strike. If government does not pay us,
it's going to be a long battle.
If government does not pay us, we have something we can fall back on. All labor unions should be doing that. Not working and expecting that your salary will be paid in full. I mean, it's like eating your cake and having it. And yes, this has happened many times, but it's not in all cases that government will simply feel comfortable to be paying when you have not paid for a long time. So they on their own, once they are set for a long struggle, once that is a struggle that they believe in, they are committed to, just make up your mind that there will be pains. No pain, no gain. Wow. Is a popular phrase. So just make up your mind that there will be pains. It will come with extreme pain. But set aside some money for that struggle. In case government activates its no work, no pay this thing rule. So this is the thing. But I believe that the UTAS thing, government can take a second look at it, because
I think they currently
take a second look at it. Since these guys are unyielding, you just have to find a way to solve the problem.
Okay, I think I have Olatunji calling from Kefi. I think Kefi is in Nassau State.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, Olatunji.
Yeah, thank you very much for the program. Let me also add my voice with the issue of ASUU rejecting the offer of the Berekete Family. Okay. It is obvious that Ahmad Isah, the Berekete Family CEO, did not actually know the crisis and what is happening. What led ASUU to embark on this strike. ASUU is not necessarily asking for money, as case may be. And the way you are taking the issue, you are using ASUU name. You say ASUU intervention. To the public, they may be thinking that the money you are trying to gather is meant for ASUU. This money is not meant for ASUU. You want to intervene in the decaying in the education sector, in the university sector, and you are including ASUU. So the public may be misinterpreting that this money you want to give to ASUU, and you are bringing a huge amount of money, 50 million naira, president of the ASUU president. How do you a lot of things are causing photoshopping can take place, and a lot of this, they may be thinking that ASUU has gone to Berekete Family to collect money. It's supposed not to be. And ASUU president was trying to even explain in detail what happened, why he made that statement. The man gets angry easily. It's supposed not to be.
Yes.
ASUU issue is just. They should find it. I'm not sure what the man, Ahmed Isah, what he's doing is wrong. He's doing a very good thing by trying to intervene. We suppose that is what our elders supposed to be doing. To make sure they use their money to intervene, to see how they can bring development to our especially,
Thank you, Olatide. So, thank you for your contribution. So ultimately, I don't think the federal government, they've tried reaching out, and the more we allow this to fester.
No, I think there will be a solution
No, but they've tested this UTAS before. They tested it before. They're going to test it the second time.
Yeah, they're going to test it. Of course, there have been discussions. Discussions are ongoing. I think what Ahmed Isah, if I had to advise him, instead of just trying to say, okay, it has to take 50 million, why not talk about an endowment fund for tertiary education, for instance? You be the person to say, okay, let's go on. And then Nigerians can now contribute to it and say, okay, issue of infrastructure.
It was contributed.
Yes, issue of infrastructure, whatever, tertiary education. We have these things in developed countries. So people can now contribute money. If you remember, at a time, there was this police equipment fund or something. Now, President Buhari has even gone further to make it, to at least put down a legacy that, okay, companies will pay a certain percentage of their profits, to a police fund. So these things, you can move in that direction, so that government will look at it and say, okay, fine, let's have an endowment for tertiary education, just beyond the ETF or the Education Trust Fund. I know there's the ETF, but you can also have an endowment that will include members of the public, so that,
on the eve of that primary election, I listened to you and Jide Johnson on education, policy on education, and Jide Johnson said unequivocally that federal government cannot alone carry that burden as at tertiary level. Yes, the primary and secondary can be free, but it's very difficult right now for the federal government to carry the burden of tertiary institution.
Yes, because during our time, we didn't have as many universities as we now have.
No.
I was saying that even as a secondary school boy, I could recite the names of all the VCs in Nigeria. It was part of what you had to know in social studies then. But then at that time, we didn't have many universities. So the more universities you have, the greater the burden of funding. There was a time when the whole of the Southwest, there was just UI. Yes. Then later on, we had Ife. The whole of the Southwest. Today, in Ogun State alone, look at how many universities we have there. States are setting up universities that they can't fund properly. ASUU, one of the demands of ASUU is that the proliferation of state universities must stop. Can that one be solved by simply donating money up and down? So it's not simply okay that once ASUU is given so much money, then the problems end. There are other issues that have nothing to do with money.